Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. In the past couple of weeks I've done videos about Lattafa and Armaf. 10 Lattafa fragrances that I'll always keep in my collection and 10 Armaf fragrances that I'll always keep in my collection. So this week it's Afnan's turn. Today I'm going to show you 10 fragrances from the house of Afnan and 2 of their sub-brands that I will always keep in my collection. And I want to let you into a little bit of a secret. At the current time, the house of Afnan is probably my most favorite Middle Eastern fragrance house. As I said in the opening of the video, today I'm going to show you 10 fragrances from the house of Afnan and 2 of their sub-brands. And those sub-brands are Broca and Zimaya. And I'm going to start with a fragrance from the house of Broca, the first fragrance from this house that I ever got, and that fragrance is called Broca Theoreme. This is Afnan's take through their Broca sub-brand of Bvlgari's Tygar DNA. It's a very, very lovely fragrance and probably my most favorite interpretation of Tygar. It's citrusy, you got grapefruit, some additional citruses, you got amber, you got musk, you got some spices on the dry down. It's a sort of a more airy and fresh take on Bvlgari's Tygar DNA. Performance here is fantastic. I get 9 to 10 hours of performance out of this fragrance. Projection is also very good, up to 2 hours, maybe even slightly over 2 hours of nice projection. Complement factor is super high. This is a very versatile fragrance. It's mainly best suited for late spring, summer and early fall, but you can wear this one all year round without any problem. You know, it's safe for office usage. Just a fantastic take on Bvlgari's Tygar DNA. Price tag of this is also very cheap, usually costs somewhere between $20 to $30. The only thing that I don't like about this fragrance is the fact that the bottle size is 90 milliliters. But apart from that, I really like this one. If you enjoy my videos, guys, and if you want to see more videos like this one, consider hitting the subscribe button and also hitting the notification button as well, so you don't miss any of my future videos. The second fragrance is going to be again from an Afnan sub-brand, this time from Zimaya, and the fragrance is called Sharaf the Club. Now, as you can see, the bottle design is very interesting, and if you have been following me, you know that I've already done a review of a fragrance that I'm going to show you a little bit later in this video, again from the house of Zimaya, called Sharaf Blend. That one is a clone of Angel Share. So Sharaf Club and Sharaf the Club and Sharaf Blend, they share similar bottle design, but the accents are different. This one is darker and you know, has a black tint to the bottle. But again, like with Sharaf Blend, you get a stunning presentation, a very nice box that will look great on in anybody's fragrance collection. The bottle is heavy, has super high quality. But now onto the topic of how this smells. This is the Afnan's take through their Zimaya sub-brand of Creed Aventus scent profile. But this is a very interesting take on that scent profile. The main way that this differs to my nose to the original Creed Aventus and all of its clones is the fact that this has a very strong soapy vibe to it, at least to my nose. This feels like a soapier version of Creed Aventus and a little bit more like a fruitier version. You don't get much of incense, much of birch out of this fragrance. Also, the oak moss note in this fragrance is not very prominent, but this is a very interesting scent because it's not linear at all and it changes quite a lot throughout its life. Now, I've just recently acquired Sharaf the Club. I'm still testing it out, but so far performance seems decent. The price tag is alright, and all in all, as I said, this is a very interesting and unique take on Creed Aventus. The third fragrance in this video is going to be from Afnan themselves, and it's called Modest Une. This is Afnan's take on Dior Sauvage DNA. It's a mix between the EDT and the EDP. This is an interesting thing because to my nose the opening here is closer to the EDP version. It lacks that spicy kick that you get out of the EDT, but the dry down to my nose actually is closer to the EDT. Performance here is very good, projection is very good, complement factor is very high. Price tag, this goes for, at least where I live, for roughly about $30, around about that mark. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the bottle design of this fragrance, but the quality in here is very high. There's no alcohol harshness, no chemical smell, nothing, really high quality stuff, and that's one thing I really like about the House of Afnan and even their sub-brands, is the quality of their fragrances, of their scents. They're very high. The fourth fragrance is going to be again from the house of Broca, that comes in an interesting bottle design, and the fragrance is called Broca Touche. This is Afnan's take through Broca of Jean-Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. This is a straight up clone of Ultra Male. You get the same players, you know, vanilla, pear, some oods on the dry down. This is a straight up clone, unlike a fragrance that I'm going to show you a little bit later. To my nose, this differs compared to the original by the fact that here I get a little bit more of the vanillic sweetness compared to that also that pear sweetness that you get with the original. It lacks a little bit of that slight, not slight, but strong bubble gummy opening that you get with the original Ultra Male. This feels a little bit more like a vanillic take on that DNA. Just imagine, you know, Ultra Male on its dry down, but straight from the time you spray. Performance here is pretty decent. I get about 7 to 8 hours of performance with a nice projection in the first hour and a half. This is a compliment magnet as well, like the original scent. Very youthful and playful scent. And the best thing is the price tag. This usually costs somewhere around about the $25 mark. The fifth fragrance comes again from the House of Afnan themselves, and it's called Turathi Blue. Now this is very similar to the first fragrance that I showed you in this video, the Broca Theoreme. This is again a take on Bvlgari's Tygar DNA. This one though is a little bit different compared to Theoreme by the fact that this is just sweeter. It just has more ambery sweetness and has more muskiness. Also the grapefruit note in here, I like it a little bit more compared to Theoreme. It feels more juicy and sweet, and all around this is like a little bit like a richer, more full body and sweeter version of the Bvlgari's Tygar DNA. Again, great performance, great projection, super high quality scent in here, super high compliment factor with this one. A versatile fragrance that can be worn all year round, you know, in the office, throughout the day, on your work day, on a date night, you know, any time of the year. An absolutely fantastic scent. The sixth fragrance comes from, again, the house of Broca. I think this is going to be the last one from Broca that I'm going to show you in this video, and it's called Broca Luminous. This is a clone of Dior Sauvage Elixir, but with an interesting twist. I've shown this fragrance already a few times on my channel. I've done a full review of this one as well, but this is a fruitier take on Dior Sauvage Elixir DNA. I'm including it in this video simply because I like the Dior Sauvage Elixir a lot. I have 2 bottles of that fragrance and a few other clones of that one, and I'm including Broca Luminous. This thing has good performance, good projection, very low price tag, again about the $25 mark. It's a little bit more versatile maybe compared to the original scent because this is more fruitier and probably can be worn in warmer months, you know, better compared to the original fragrance. And all in all, if you're looking for an interesting clone, an interesting twist on Sauvage Elixir DNA, you can definitely check out Broca Luminous. The seventh fragrance is again from the House of Afnan, and it's called Supremacy, Not Only Intense. This is an interesting fragrance that, to my nose, is a clone of 2 DNAs, Aventus and Nishane Hacivat. Maybe leans a little bit more to the Nishane Hacivat side, but definitely carries a lot of similarities to Aventus as well. Super high quality scent this fragrance has. It's extremely performed, the highest possible concentration of perfume oil inside. It's a beast mode fragrance with beast mode longevity, beast mode projection. Again, another compliment monster getting fragrance, super versatile at the same time. Price tag maybe a little bit higher, but the whole presentation, you get a super luxurious presentation. The bottle looks really nice, As I said, the scent in here is the quality is top notch, the performance is top notch, the concentration of perfume oil inside is the highest possible. It's a monster of a fragrance. The eighth fragrance comes again from the house of Afnan, and it's called Afnan Tribute, or some places you can find this called Tribute Blue. A very unique creation of Afnan. This thing is not a clone of anything. I don't think it was they've tried to clone anything. The scent profile in here is very unique. It's woody, it's citrusy, slightly fresh, slightly spicy. You get some ambery sweetness. Another super versatile fragrance that has a very high quality to the scent inside. If I have to compare it to something, I will say that this is somewhat similar to Bois Imperial from Essential Parfums. It's not a clone of that fragrance, and in the words of the owner of Afnan, this is their own original creation. A super fantastic fragrance that I really love a lot, and it's a very unique and another super versatile scent that can be worn all year round and for any type of occasion. The ninth fragrance comes from the house of Zimaya. This is going to be the last Zimaya in this video, and it's called Sharaf Blend. A fragrance that just starting to pick up a lot of hype, and for a good reason. This is a fantastic clone of Kilian's Angel Share, or you can also call it take on that DNA. To my nose, this is like a mix between Lattafa Camera and Angel Share. The way it differs to Angel Share is the fact that this lacks a little bit of that strong alcohol note that you get with Angel Share. This, to my nose, also has an alcohol note, but it's not as strong, not as prominent. And it's also slightly sweeter compared to Angel Share. Apart from that, especially on the dry down, this will get you very close to Angel Share, and this thing has absolutely fantastic performance. It's a beast mode performing fragrance, beastly projecting. Again, another very high fragrance with a very high compliment factor. Totally unisex, can be worn by both girls and boys without any problem. You get fantastic presentation, fantastic quality to the bottle. The scent inside, everything is absolutely top notch. And the last fragrance in this video, the 10th fragrance, comes from the house of Afnan, and it's called 9 PM. This is probably their best known fragrance and their best seller for sure. It's a fragrance that's gotten a monster amount of hype in the past couple of years, and for a very good reason. This is Afnan's take on Ultra Male's DNA from Jean Paul Gaultier. I'm not saying a complete clone, because Afnan, they did something. They changed a little bit of the notes inside this fragrance just to differ it a little bit from the original, and make this one a little bit more unique compared to your run-of-the-mill clones. They've replaced the sweet pear note that Ultra Male is known for with an apple note that's still sweet, but feels a little bit fresher somehow, and that really, to my nose, changes the scent profile enough to make this really unique. On the dry down, this will get very close to the original scent. The performance, at least of older batches, is great. Some people call it beast mode. For me, it's not exactly beast mode, but I still get 9 to 10 hours of performance out of this fragrance, with very loud projection in the first about 2.5 hours. Compliment factor, again, very high. Another youthful and playful type of scent, and also this, to my nose, is a little bit more versatile compared to Ultra Male, because this is slightly fresher and can work in slightly warmer wear compared to the original. So guys, in today's video I showed you 10 fragrances from the house of Afnan and 2 of their sub-brands, Zimaya and Broca, that I will always keep in my collection. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.